Yeah, good morning. Please take your seat. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay. Present you are Hyderabad only?
Currently, I'm in Hyderabad only.
In IDAS.
IDAS.
In Hyderabad only.
No, sir. I'm actually been under training in Pune. Now we have been shifted to Faridabad, Delhi. Sir.
Okay. But are you in training right now? Under training?
Yes, sir. I have not taken UL, sir. So I have joined the training.
Good. Okay. So Dhanush, please tell me briefly about yourself.
Sir, my name is Poola Dhanush. I come from the city of Hyderabad. I'm an electronics and communication engineering graduate from Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology. Post my graduation, I worked as an associate technical writer for 2.5 years, sir. And I have been allocated Indian Defence Account Service in my last attempts.
Anything more about you that you want me to know?
Sir, coming to my hobbies, sir, I'm an avid environmentalist at heart. I've been participating in tiger census activities and also rescuing snakes in collaboration with an organization known as Friends of Snake Society, sir. Other than this, I also like reading books and watching movies.
Okay. Okay. Dhanush, you're from Hyderabad, right?
Yes.
And Hyderabad has been in news from last few months, mainly because of Hydra. So what are the objectives of Hydra and why there is hue and cry? Why there is criticism? Even some of the actions of Hydra has been criticized by judiciary also. So tell me, what is this all about? What is actually happening with the Hydra?
Sir, Hydra as an organization was primarily set up for two major activities, sir. Firstly, it would be disaster response, and second one, which is the major focus area on protecting government lands and lakes from encroachment activities. The major criticism for Hydra was it was not set up through any legislation activities, and there was no proper rules and regulation framed around this organization for its operations. Like, what is the procedure that it's going to take for removing the encroachments or even carrying out its activities. These were the major hue and cry around the organization, where lots of people blamed the organization for coming into the encroachment without providing a proper notice and all other activities.
So what is the recent judgment on Hydra? I mean, what is the recent opinion of judiciary on Hydra?
Sir, I'm not exactly aware about the judiciary's opinion, sir, but I've heard that it has come very strongly on certain aspects of Hydra of not providing notices and carrying out its encroachment drives, especially among poor people's houses or in and around lakes. That's as far as I know.
See, you are talking mostly about lakes here. You said that lakes are most encroached. So, you mean to say, compared to the general government lands, lakes are most encroached. Can you tell me why it happened? Is it only a pattern that you see on Hyderabad or most of the cities, metropolitan cities? Are lakes the easily encroachable sites in most of cities in India? What do you say?
Sir, lakes are one of the most encroached sites in around India, sir, not just in Hyderabad. Secondly, sir, it's very easy, sir, with expanding climate change and changing environmental conditions. Lakes are deteriorating very rapidly, sir. They are shrinking very rapid pace, and they are not filled with water throughout the year. And it becomes an easy site for encroachers and realtor to take their eyes on it and view it as a prime site for taking out any developmental activities. In that sense, I guess lakes have become the prime spot for encroachments.
See here, Dhanush, without any kind of permission from any kind of government department, it's almost impossible to build anything anywhere. Leave the slums, okay? Other than the slums, any large constructions can be built only with certain kind of permission from certain kind of officer of some department, right? So only after attaining the permission, they might have built something. So now if you destroy the structure, is it not the government criticizing themselves? And is it acceptable in general?
Yes, sir, I agree with your opinion that in this context, even with Hydra carrying out encroachment drive, it has major cases have been coming out that the government itself has provided permission for those lands for those developmental activities. And I believe we need to take strict action on those officials who have provided the permission, sir. But an encroachment will always be an encroachment, and some action has to be taken if we have to protect the lakes and protect our government lands as well, sir.
Okay, some action has to be taken, right?
Yes.
Okay. You said that presently you are undergoing training in Indian Defense Account Service, right?
Yes.
Okay, your mother is also in accounts. State government, central government?
No, sir. My mother works as an audit officer, sir, in Indian Railways.
Indian Railways, okay. So have you learned any basics of auditing from her?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay, okay.
Looking forward to the training course.
Okay. See, generally, audit officers, their main role is to ensure that there is transparency in the accounts, right? For audit officer. Transparency in the accounts, also they should be able to hold somebody accountable in their auditing or auditing. They should be able to hold somebody accountable for any mishappenings. And also, they have to ensure transparency in the accounting or accounts overall, transparency, right? Tell me, what methods are employed by an audit officer to ensure such kind of transparency and to ensure that they can hold somebody accountable? Means broadly transparency, accountability. What methods are used?
Sir, there are primarily three types of audit that is carried out, sir. First one would be compliance audit, second one would be performance audit, and third one would be financial assessment audit, sir. And these three audits vary in their roles, sir.
Compliance and then?
Compliance, performance, and financial attachment audits. Attachment audit. With respect to compliance audit, sir, the auditors ensure that all the rules and regulations have been followed while giving out any transfer of funds or allocation of funds. Secondly, coming to performance audit, sir, it ensures that high degree of efficiency and effectiveness was ensured in utilization of those funds in carrying out any kind of activities, sir. And thirdly, with respect to financial attachment audit, sir, it majorly deals with what all financial transactions, how did they happen, and did all financial rules were properly followed while making those payments and transactions. Through these mechanisms, audit ensures that accountability and transparency is ensured within the system, sir.
Okay. See, in that aspect, the audit officer has to ensure that they are complying with the general financial rules. You know about general financial rules?
Yes.
Tell me, how do they ensure? How does the audit officer ensure that they are in compliance with general financial rules?
Sorry, sir, I'm not exactly aware of the mechanism used for enforcement of GFR.
Tell me about GFR. Tell me some aspects of GFR. Forget about the compliance. Tell me some about GFR.
Sir, GFR is the Bible or Bhagavad Gita for all our account services. Our entire procedures and transactions flow from this particular document, which is based on the transaction of business rules of government, the mother book of GFR, sir. From these, the GFR flows, and from GFR is where we draw all our powers and all our actions and every other activities. It clearly states out how we need to do procurements, what are the rules and regulations that we are supposed to do for procurements, how are we supposed to ensure any transaction is being carried out, what are the mechanisms involved in it, and all the other activities.
Okay. See, we're talking about GFR, right? Does PFMS, you know PFMS, right? Is PFMS also made out of GFR?
I'm not exactly aware.
Do you know about PFMS and key components of PFMS? In your training of IDAS, have you got a chance to study PFMS, Public Finance Management System, and its components?
No, sir, not yet. The PFMS, though I know a little bit about it, but not exactly, and the components involved, I'm not aware of it.
Okay, see, but do you make audit reports in your service? Do you have to make audit report or no?
Yes, sir. Internal audit is a component of IDAS itself, sir, where we majorly deal with compliance audits.
Compliance audit. Even your mother also, I think your mom makes audit reports, right?
Yes.
Have you got chance to see the audit report anytime?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you shown the audit reports in your IDS training? How the audit report looks like? What are the key components of audit report?
No, sir. We haven't yet gone through audit.
Okay. So you are not sure of the key components. What are the various of audit reports you are not sure? Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay. Then you see, presently in Hyderabad, you have moved to Faridabad, right? For training.
Yes.
You have moved or you still have to move?
No, sir. We are already there. I am currently under leave from the training, sir. I'll be going back to flying back to Faridabad on Sundays.
Okay. So you haven't reported in Faridabad yet?
Yes.
Okay. You are native of Guntakal, Anantapur.
Yes.
So you did your schooling there in Guntakal, Anantapur?
No, sir. I was just born in Guntakal, but completely brought up in Hyderabad.
Okay. So most of the time you are Hyderabad only. Do you visit Guntakal?
Yes, sir. My grandparents and my aunt and uncle still live there. So at least once or twice a year we go there.
How do you go there? By what means of transport?
Usually by car or by trains.
By train.
Yes.
So train connectivity is very good, no? Guntakal.
Yes.
Guntakal is a division of railways, right? It's a division of railways. Guntakal is also called railway junction.
Yes, sir. It is one of the 6 major junctions of South Central Railway, sir. And it's an important 5-point junction as well, sir, where trains moving from Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bengaluru flow through these important junctions.
So why the Guntakal is chosen as a junction by Indian Railways? Guntakal is not a very much developed city also, right? Like Guntur, Vijayawada, Hyderabad. It's not a highly developed city also. In fact, Kurnool is highly developed. Or Anantapur town is highly developed, no? Compared to Guntakal. Then why they choose Guntakal as a junction for railways?
Sir, firstly would be a kind of colonial legacy, sir, where British rulers majorly developed this site and this continued. Second thing would be its proximity to major centers, sir, be it Bangalore or even Ballari, where you have important iron mines as well. And this allowed for huge amount of economic trade and activity being carried out, sir, even since British times and even continued later as well. And that could be a major reason for choosing Guntakal as a prime hub for being a junction and a division headquarters as well, sir.
Division headquarters?
Yes.
Okay. Can you think of any other important reasons behind that for Guntakal being made as a junction? Proximity to Bengaluru, of course, colonial legacy. Any other major reasons you can think of which have come to your notice when you have gone to Guntakal or when you discuss it with your friends, relatives in Guntakal?
Sorry, sir, I'm not exactly aware.
Okay. So Guntakal, is it now still a part of Anantapur district?
Yes, sir, it's part of Andhra Pradesh.
Anantapur district is famous, no, for handlooms and powerlooms from quite some time, right?
Yes.
Specifically, why handlooms and powerlooms are very famous in Anantapur? Can you throw some light on that? Are aware of that?
Yes, sir. Dharmavaram sarees are very popular and they are still very popular.
Why are Dharmavaram sarees popular? What is so unique with Dharmavaram sarees?
Sir, I'm not exactly aware about the saree specifications of how it differs from one to other, sir.
Does it have any GI tag?
For now, I don't think it has any GI tags.
Okay, tell me why powerlooms, handlooms are so common in Anantapur?
Sir, during the time of Tipu Sultan and surrounding the Mysore region, sir, we saw a large-scale development of silk and silk weaving industry in that particular region, sir. And I guess that would be one reason why in that ceded areas, we see spreading of this culture, which continues even today now.
So it's one historical reason, that's all. The reason before, you're talking about the reasons before British rule, right?
Yes.
You could not think of any recent reasons? For post-independent reasons for Anantapur becoming powerloom and handloom. Do you know the difference between powerloom and handloom?
Sir, powerloom is majorly machine-made focus, sir, whereas handloom is more of a smaller scale industry.
Have you seen any handlooms in Anantapur? Has anybody weaving and using handlooms?
No, sir, I have not yet.
Have you seen any Telugu movies where handloom industry has been shown the problems of the artisans who work in this handloom industry?
Sir, I've seen this movie called as Mallesham, sir, where they have shown the struggles of how he went about.
Which part of South India?
Telangana.
Which part?
I'm not exactly aware of that particular. I'm not able to recollect that particular region, sir.
No. Okay. See, okay. Before again coming back to problem handloom, Anantapur is, I mean, it has a specific agricultural and climatic significance. Can you tell me the impact of agriculture in Anantapur because of the climate and the irrigation facilities? What kind of crops are grown in Anantapur?
Sir, primarily Anantapur region comes under a very dry, semi-arid climatic zone, sir, where we observe harsh temperatures, especially during summers, and low water availability even on surface and ground levels. And due to that specific reason, we see major consumption of millets such as ragi and even crops such as groundnut, which are grown at a very large scale. Rice is usually avoided, sir. But in recent times, sir, with certain irrigation initiatives such as Handriniva, we are seeing rice cultivation on a larger scale than what it was earlier. Even in my own hometown of Guntakal, we see rice cultivation being predominant and replacing the earlier millet cultivations.
So now more people are consuming rice
Yes.
because of irrigation facilities.
Not just irrigation facilities, sir, but even food consumption habits are also changed and the demand for rice has increased. Where now people view millets as a poor man's food and the taste of millets doesn't match to the taste of white rice. And that could be a reason why people are consuming more rice, and with the rise of demand, the cultivation has also increased.
Now see, most farmers in Anantapur are shifting from cultivating millets to cultivating rice. Why are farmers doing it? Is it because the consumers of rice increased, or is it because rice has a better price? Why most farmers are moving from the millets to rice production, paddy production?
Sir, firstly is the constant demand, sir, that the demand remains constant throughout the year and there's a high demand for it. The second major reason is assured returns from it, sir. Be it even if private market players are not interested to buy, there is a guarantee of the government guarantee that's backing it, and that provides a sense of security for the farmers to grow paddy. Because these two reasons contribute the most for continued cultivation of paddies. Along with it, if I have to think about any other reason, that would be large scale of awareness on rice cultivations. People know well how to get high yields from rice due to availability of high yield varieties or even good extension services being present, where there is strong support system that is already present. Whereas for millets, there is low awareness, low high yield varieties being present, and at the same time, people are not sure of whether they will give the required returns due to low demand and low MSP compared to that of rice.
So you said about government support, right?
Yes.
Government support means you're talking about MSP or something else?
Sir, with respect to extension services, sir, we have this thing of Raitu Vikas Kendras or Krishi Vikas Kendras if the central level, where the government provides a one-stop center for all the required needs of seeds, be it seeds, fertilizers, or even extension services.
Telling me that support is good for rice, but don't you think there is equally good support for millets? Government support for rice, see, let us talk about government support. Among all the things you said that government support is more for rice. Don't you think government is providing equally good support for millets?
Yes, sir. Definitely, government in recent times has taken a large number of initiatives to promote millets, sir.
Example?
Would be like declaration of 2023 as International Year of Millets.
That's okay, but tell me direct support.
And providing even agencies such as ICAR have also supported by releasing new higher yielding varieties of millets. And in a certain sense by organizing programs, activities of millet based foods.
Okay, what about MSP? Is MSP there only for rice or millets also?
We have millets also, we have support for millets as well, sir. And in recent time, the growth rate of MSP for millets has been higher when compared to that of rice.
It's higher, right?
Higher.
So farmers will have more benefits, no, if they grow millets. So do you think Anantapur there is a chance of again going back traditional millets because of more MSP, support for millets, or health awareness among the public to consume more millets? Because these things, what do you think in the next 10 to 20 years? Let us look at long term, next 10 20 years. Do you think in Anantapur, which is a bed of millets, again the farmers will start cultivating millets? They'll replace paddy with millets. Are you able to foresee such kind of transition or no?
Sir, at the end of the day, in any market, sir, demand is finally that is going to determine where we are going, sir. If the demand for millets, consumer demand for millets rises, definitely there will be more consumption, sir. And as for now, the demand in Rayalaseema for millets is not that high, sir. If it definitely increases through government initiatives and due to the health awareness benefits, if people have become more aware and start consuming more, definitely it translates to more cultivation, sir. But as long as demand remains muted, we can't expect increase in cultivated areas.
Okay, okay. See, Anantapur, or in fact, Guntakal is very famous for mining also, no?
Sir, it has been known for some certain kind of diamond mines surrounding that region, sir, such as Vajra Karur, region of Anantapur. But exactly, I'm not aware of any specific mines that surrounds Guntakal.
Diamond is diamond, because diamond may be very small percentage, but the major mining industry of Guntakal is a major mining hub actually for certain mines. Are you aware of that?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. You said that you have done electronics communication engineering, right? From Keshav Memorial Institute of Technology, JNTU, Hyderabad. Okay. What is a transistor? Transistor, Dhanush?
Sir, transistor is a 3-point active device, sir, which can be both voltage controlled and current controlled as well, sir. Okay. Which can decide the flow of current and at the same time carry out activities such as switching and amplification, sir, being an active device.
What is super heterodyne receiver? I've heard. Do you know what is heterodyne?
Sorry, sir, I'm not exactly aware.
Okay. Do you know the modulation? The amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, we call AM, FM.
Yes.
Can you tell the difference between AM and FM?
Sir, modulation is a practice where we use carrier signals or a radio frequency wave to transmit data. In here, we have two types of modulation, sir, amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. In amplitude modulation, we vary the amplitude of a signal of a wave to transmit data, sir. Those variation in amplitude is used for the differentiating one data from other data. Whereas in frequency modulation, we change the frequency of the radio wave and based on the difference in these changes, the data gets transmitted.
Because of the difference in the
frequencies, sir. One will be in a higher frequency, another will be a lower frequency, and this transmute to 1 and 0 binary system, and this allows for transmit of data.
Okay, but how do you achieve it? How do you achieve that frequency modulation?
By varying the frequency of the carrier signals.
Okay. See, there is something called noise, right? In the transfer of data, there is noise. What is noise?
Sir, noise could be any other signal other than the main carrier signal, sir.
Does it come externally or internally also noise can be generated?
Sir, it could be due to both, sir. External reasons as well as internal reasons as well. When the systems and components are inefficient, we expect certain amount of noise being generated.
Have you learned digital communication also in your electronic communication, digital communication?
Yes.
Do you know what is bit error rate? It's called BER, famously called as BER, bit error rate. In digital communication, we use it. Have you heard of that? Do you know about it?
Sir, I've heard about it, sir, but I'm not able to recollect the exact terminology and the mechanism how it works.
Okay. We're talking about the transistor, right? What is bipolar junction transistor?
Sir, usually transistors are primarily categorized into two types. One would be field effective transistor and one would be the BJT, that is bipolar junction transistor. In bipolar junction transistor, we have two major varieties, sir. One is PNP and NPN. That is majorly achieved by fusing of two types of semiconductors, which is P-type semiconductor, which is hole predominant, and N-type semiconductor is electron predominant. And by fusing them, we try to achieve a type of transistor known as BJT transistor, sir. This is majorly a current control transistor, sir, while as field effective transistors are voltage control transistors.
What is the functional difference between them? In which cases do you use BJT? In which case do you use FET?
Sir, in the current world, age and world, FETs or MOSFETs, which are metal oxide semiconductor field effective transistors, which are now more advanced versions of the BJT transistors, sir. So BJT transistors have almost been we have been shifting away from BJTs to more amount of FETs as they provide higher efficiency, lower levels of heat dissipation, and lower amounts of power consumptions. So only in earlier form of older electronics, we used to use more amount of BJTs, but currently we are almost entire electronic ecosystem is shifting towards MOSFETs and other advanced technologies.
Okay, electronic ecosystem means electronic equipments, right? Electronic devices. See, electronic devices and electrical devices, how do you differentiate them?
Sir, it's majorly to deal with the size and scale of working of the mechanisms, sir. Where electronics deals with a more of a minute and a smaller scale of equipment, electrical deals with a larger scale of equipment.
Small and large means in what sense? Based on what? See, small and large in sense of current, power, or voltage, or what exactly?
Would be all the three, sir, to a certain extent. Whereas electronics, like for example, the video camera behind you is more of an electronics equipment, sir. Whereas the transformer that is regulating the current coming into this building is more of an electrical equipment. Here the electronics components involved in a video camera would be that it would be capturing that your image, transferring it into digital form, and again storing it in a particular memory. Here we see the actual functionality in a very smaller scale, and though the functionality is very complex, well, as an electrical ecosystem, a transformer, it's majorly deals with electrical induction and that mechanism, but at a larger scale and larger currents and voltage and powers are involved.
Okay, so larger voltage. Voltage at the rate of what? 50 volts, 500 volts, or 5 volts. And what range you separate electrical electron generally?
Sorry, sir, I'm not exactly.
Okay, no problem, no problem. You have kept, you did not offer IPS.
Yes.
Why?
Sir, unfortunately, I'm not medically eligible for IPS.
And you opted for customs, and then audit officer, and then foreign service, audit officer, and then income tax. Why within IRS? Why that lack of interest on income tax, but more interest on customs?
Sir, customs is my IPS, sir, to a certain extent. It provides me more amount of field opportunities to be involved in even narcotics and customs related departments, which I find more exciting and challenging, sir. And that is the reason for IRS becoming my IPS in the second position, sir, followed by foreign service.
Why foreign service is, people like you lack the interest in foreign service? What may be the major reason?
Sir, foreign service is one of the most important services, sir, as far as the way we are going ahead with the more globalization. But the major reason for placing foreign service below the customs would be, I would like more challenging field related opportunities, sir. Staying on the ground and being involved in those kind of exercises, more active life, more than a life of what an IFS officer is, a diplomat's role. I find a field officer being more I've been more interested in that kind of a role.
Okay. You said about you are a karate gold medalist. Karate has many styles, no? I think karate has many styles, right?
Yes.
Which style you belong to?
Sir, mine is Budokan style.
Budokan. It originated from which country?
It originated from the grandmaster of ours was Singapore based, sir. But karate in general has its origin from Okinawa region of Japan, sir.
But see, India has its own martial arts, no? Why do you think almost most of the Indian youth are going to this Okinawa, karate? Okinawa may be a region from where certain type of martial arts are come karate. But India also there are many martial arts, right? Not only Kerala. Do you know any martial arts? Name some martial arts of India.
Sir, firstly, Kalaripattu from Kerala, sir. Then we have Gatka from Punjab. Then we have certain martial arts from our own Maharashtra and Bihar region like Mallakhambh and Kusti as well, which is a martial art known in northern parts of India. These are some of the, and there are certain martial arts from Manipur as well, sir, which I am not exactly able to. Thang Ta.
Good. Hmm. Then when we have so many martial arts, why most of the Indian youth? Because I'm seeing not only you, many people going for karate and boxing, karate and boxing, karate. Why? Can you tell me the reasons?
Sir, firstly would be the exposure, sir. A lot of people know about this due to films of Bruce Lee or be it any other actors. Okay. Large scale of influence on youth and large scale of awareness about these sports. While less in only Kalaripattu is mostly limited to Kerala and the surrounding regions. Firstly, this would be the major reason, sir. Second would be the organizational setups. We have bodies, we have institutions in place that organize these sports and spread the awareness of these sports, sir. There has been no such body for our indigenous martial arts, sir. If we can achieve these both, like increasing the awareness and setting up proper institutional mechanisms that can oversee this sport, definitely our sports are no less, sir, and we can ensure that they have been played at a global level as well, sir.
Okay. Okay. And Tiger census. Oh, 18 and 22 also. 22 is the latest census, no?
Yes.
All India Tiger census. In All India Tiger census, what is methodology you follow to count the tigers?
Sir, currently we use camera trap mechanisms, sir. But usually the tiger census is carried out in 3 phases, sir. In the first phase, there is beat level enumeration by forest officials, sir, where I was also part of in supporting the forest department. In second level, we use satellite based remote sensing imagery to identify the entire forest level landscape, sir. And then we superimpose both the data generated in phase 1 and phase 2 to set up camera traps in phase 3, sir. Finally, when we count and enumerate the tiger populations.
What about the footprints?
Sir, currently the footprint mechanism has become more of an obsolete, sir. Though we use it to estimate certain level, but we primarily base our findings on camera traps, sir.
Okay. Previously, did they use excretion of tigers also?
Yes, sir. Excreta is a very significant component of tiger estimation, sir. Along with, even we are now going more advanced versions where DNA sampling is also being planned to employ for estimation of tiger.
DNA is taken from?
Sir, though it is earlier we used to take it from excreta samples or even the food samples as well. But nowadays we are planning to go for an advanced version called environmental DNA, sir, where we directly capture the DNA from the entire environment and the dust or any other particles that has been generated throughout, and we sample it out accordingly. And then we finalize the tiger population of a particular beat or a particular zones.
Okay. So you are involved in which place? At which level? Which place have you worked in?
Sir, in my 2018 stint, I did my exercise at Pocharam Sanctuary, sir. In second in 2022, I was part of tiger census in Srisailam, Amrabad regions.
Srisailam. So how many tigers were found at the time?
Sir, we could not spot any tigers as such, sir. But we spotted some few deers and the prey base for it. And
tigers, are the tigers in Srisailam or no?
Definitely the tigers.
But we could not spot it. Then all tiger census is wrong. Many tigers are not found at all. Can I say that?
No, sir. Especially in Srisailam and Amrabad forest division, sir. Tigers are a little bit unique, sir. They are not like other tigers that you usually find in major sanctuaries such as Tadoba, Bandipur. These are highly nocturnal and have never been used to human sight, sir. So they are very uncomfortable with humans, and it's very difficult to spot a tiger in such kind of forest regions.
So in tiger census, what number they wrote? Again, a Srisailam reserve, what is the number they wrote? Geno tigers, what they wrote?
The number of tigers in AP and Telangana combined would be somewhere close to around 95, sir. So there are around 95 tigers in the entire NSTR region, sir. Okay. But being what is NSTR? The Nagarjun Sagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve.
That's what, see, you did not find a tiger. So what number they attach for that? If you don't find anything, will you write 0 or will you attach some number?
No, sir, it would be major of like we could not spot any tiger in our beat transact, sir. So each person would be allocated a specific beat where we have to carry out our walk and spot any kind of wild animal that we can.
You mean to say you walked in the forest
Yes.
to see a tiger?
Yes.
If you see a tiger will attack you, no?
Usually tigers are very shy animals, sir. I am most probably would be attacked by a bear or even snakes less than a tiger or a leopard.
Then why you have taken that risk? You are not in the forest department also. Why did you spend the time? Are volunteers accepted to come like that and roam in the forest?
We collaborate with the forest department of Telangana, sir. So as everyone knows, the department is short on staff and they needed some kind, they usually recruit certain people from outside as well to carry out this census activity, to not just support themselves but to make the process more transparent, that they are just not writing any random figures while noting it down. So they include us as well. A lot of NGOs were part of it, and I being part of an organizational NGO was part of the census as well.
But you trained?
Yes, sir.
If tiger attacks, what will you do?
Tiger attack, there is usually when if it wants to attack and kill you, there is no other option, sir, in usual scenarios other than to climb a tree.
Climbing a tree. But when you go out for tiger beat, survey in the forest, you should be ready for the risk, right?
Yes.
So generally, what is that forest department's idea of rescuing somebody who comes under the attack? People like you who come from NGO, you will not have any weapons also, right?
Usually we move around with other forest officials as well, sir. There will be 2 others who will be accompanying us. So we'll be watching the transact. They have usually don't have any guns or anything, sir, but they'll carrying sticks and other basic equipment. So if possible, in the worst case scenarios, we'll be trying to scare the tiger, because usually tigers are very shy animals. They avoid humans at any cost. The only 2 scenarios where tigers could engage with humans would be only when tigers are usually old and they cannot hunt properly. Then they go for a weaker prey like humans. Or in the second case, when tigress is with cubs, when it's a little bit weak and it's very hungry, that is the time when it could hunt humans. Other than that, they usually tend to avoid humans and
compare lion with tiger. Which among these two completely avoids the humans? Even if human being is very close, they avoid it. Tiger or lion?
Sir, in Indian scenario, it would be tiger, sir.
No, I'm sure about that.
Usually they stay away from tigers, sir. Tigers usually are very shy animals, sir.
But lions may come out to human beings.
But in Gujarat, as we now see, sir, lions have become very accustomed to humans. So they are like almost roaming in many villages also. We can find lions being part of it at night times.
But they don't attack human beings?
They attack human beings, sir, in certain scenarios, sir, that I have already explained, like when they are weak, and that applies to both as well.
Okay. See, this National Tiger Conservation Authority, NTC, is there, no? How does it conserve tigers?
It's a national level body, sir, and an institution that has been set up under Wildlife Protection Act, sir. And by enforcing the mechanisms under this act through the the respective forest departments at the state level, it oversees the regulation of all the tiger reserves and all the activities that take place in and around these tiger reserves. So under this Project Tiger, it completely oversees this project by setting up new tiger reserves across the country and overseeing how it's functioning.
Now, how do they conserve? Finally, my question is, how do they conserve tigers?
Like the mechanisms involved in tiger conservation.
Yes.
Firstly, sir, denoting new regions as tiger reserves, sir. Setting up new tiger reserves, expanding the area under tiger reserves, which automatically provides higher degree of protection and funds to that particular region. Secondly, it supports and trains personnel involved in tiger conservation, sir. Thirdly, sir, it also provides support for translocation of villages from outside the tiger reserves to somewhere else by reducing the encroachment.
They move the people?
Yes.
To save tiger?
Yes.
They move the entire village?
Yes. With the support of local governments, local Telangana government and Telangana Forest Department.
But of the land and livelihood of people is affected, no?
Yes, sir. We offer them a better and alternative livelihood from outside the forest regions.
Okay. See, you worked in only AP Telangana, right? What are the different kinds of big cats you can see in India?
Sir, firstly we have tiger, lion, leopard we have.
Can you call lion as big cats? Does lion belong to cat family?
Yes.
Okay.
Tiger, lion, leopards we have 3 species, sir. One would be clouded leopard which is found in northeast, snow leopards was found in Himalayas, and the common Indian leopard that is found across the countries. Along with it we have this new species of cheetah that has been reintroduced, sir. So combinedly we have around 6 species of big cats in India, sir.
Okay. Cheetah is brought from where?
It has been brought from Africa, sir.
Why to bring cheetah? What is the point of bringing cheetah? Is cheetah native of India?
Sir, cheetah was earlier native of India, sir. But the present species that has been brought is an African species, sir. It's not an Indian variant.
For the zoo or for the national park? For the wildlife in the wild? Cheetah is brought for the zoo or are they left in the wild?
The plan is to leave them in the wild, sir, and rewild them back into our Indian ecosystem.
But leaving the cheetah in the wild, won't it impact negatively?
Sir, that is a plan, sir, to ensure that cheetah gets acclimatized to the present region without negatively impacting the ecosystem. As cheetah is already a grassland based species and belongs to grassland ecosystem, we hope that it won't cause any major change in the ecosystem of Indian ecosystem as well, sir.
Well, there is criticism regarding the relocation of cheetah. Are you aware of that? The way they relocated. What is it? Tell me criticism.
Sir, first major criticism would be the necessity of the product itself, sir. Like, why do we have to bring in cheetah from far ahead to protect our grassland ecosystem, while we can do that at a very low cost by shifting the lions, which also are a grassland based species, and by relocating them. No plans to relocate lions from Gir have also further supported these accusations and criticisms. And second major thing would be, sir, high amount of deaths among the cheetahs that have been translocated from Africa to here have given to large scale criticism of the project's usefulness and project's sustainability as a whole.
Okay, good. Snake Society, volunteer at Friends Snake Society, snake rescuer. So, for example, in my home there is a snake today. I found a snake. If I call you, will you come and rescue alone? Will you come alone and rescue?
Yes, sir. I will come alone, sir. But yes, sir. But usually our organization works in a way like when we directly the individual will make the call to our organization, sir. And through an app-based system, it reroutes to the nearest person who's.
Let's say you are the nearest person. Now, if you come to my home, there is a very poisonous snake in the kitchen, came from outside. How would you rescue the snake?
Sir, firstly, I would like to see what the snake is, sir. Like whether it's a venomous snake or not. If it's a highly venomous snake, and for example, if it's a cobra, then I'll be having a stick with me, sir. Yes, sir. A specific stick built for snake rescues as such. Using that, I'll try to handle it, bag it. We'll be bagging it or bottling it, sir.
Just hold the snake. Hold the stick. Yes. But snake may attack you, no?
So we are trained in such a manner that we are safe and the snake is safe, sir. And ensures that we properly pushed it into a particular piece of bag or a cloth bag, and we bag it and we take it back to our rescue shelter.
Okay. Why are you interested in such kind of strange things, snake rescuer? How would this interest develop in you? Generally, people are afraid of snakes, right? They may attack you. But why are you interested in this?
I have been fond of snakes since very young, sir. Like whenever I used to be, when in my youth and in my childhood, when I used to see Discovery channels, snakes interested me a lot. I found them mysterious, and the scary element of them also made me like know more about them. And I found them to be more like very innocent creatures, sir. And though there's a lot of hue and cry about snakes in society, they are just normal species like us, just want to survive. And conserving them, I felt, is very important, as people have a lot of misconceptions surrounding snakes. Be it fear or be it divinity, both are highly in extreme natures, and that creates a huge complexity and huge number of superstitions as well. and that has led me to snake conservation. So I'm not a big of a theist person, sir. So I'm not in general generally practice snake worship. But as such, sir, I've seen a lot of people praying to snakes, and I understand the reason behind why people pray to snakes. Sir.
They go to the festival, snake festival, after Deepavali, where they go and they throw some eggs and milk in the, what do you call it as?
Snake pit or something.
Yeah, we throw eggs and milk in that, right? Is it good to do that, or does it suffocate the snakes?
Sir, snakes being reptiles and not mammals, they can't drink milk.
They can't drink milk. Because then why in Indian culture they always pour milk for the snake? Yeah, have you seen? They pour milk for the snake.
Yes.
So culturally, why that? If you think that snakes never drink milk, never consume milk. If snakes never consume milk, why Indians always pour milk for the snakes? They always assume that snakes come and consume the milk. Traditionally, why we do not have that knowledge?
Sir, I believe milk is a very important commodity in Indian culture, sir. Where originally, milk was majorly present with rich people, and even disposing milk was under their prerogative. Like, usually, poor people never could pour milk because which was a very precious commodity for them. And I guess that took up as a cultural practice where even lower class community started emulating the higher class community in pouring milk, be it to gods or be it to snakes. And this continues even now, sir. This is seen as some kind of a rich kind of thing that we are doing by pouring milk.
But do you think they believe the snakes consume milk, or they don't believe?
No one believes, sir. No one cares whether snake drinks or doesn't drink milk.
What about the egg? Does snake consume the egg?
It depends, sir. Some snakes can consume eggs. There are a lot number of snakes that consume eggs. But so we can say that snakes will consume eggs.
See, exploring heritage and national sites. Heritage and nature sites. Heritage, see, we got to have heritage. In your own district, Anantapur only, there is a lot of cultural heritage. Many temples, historical monuments are there. What are your favorite historical monuments in Anantapur?
Sir, firstly would be the Tadipatri temple, sir. Chintala Ramanaswamy temple. Sir, the intricate designs, sir. We see when I last visited it, it's been around 6 months back. And I could notice some intricate work of Ramayana and Mahabharata displayed around the temples. And it is a very beautiful temple with respect to architecture of Vijayanagara and Nayaka architecture specimens that we have left in Andhra Pradesh. Most of them are in Rayalaseema, the Hampi region of Karnataka, sir. The other best specimens would usually be in these two temples in Andhra Pradesh, sir, along with Lepakshi in Hindupur regions.
Okay. What is the legend behind Tadipatri temple?
Sir, I'm not exactly aware about the mythology and legend behind it, sir.
Do you know that every Indian temple has a legend behind it?
Yes.
Okay. Who are the Dwarapalakas in Tadipatri temple?
Sir, in the Chinta Venkataramana Swami temple, that it would be Jaya and Vijaya would be the Dwarapalakas.
Do you know every Indian temple has Dwarapalakas?
Yes.
Do you know their role?
No, sir, I'm not exactly.
Why Dwarapalakas are kept? There should be some reason, no? For every Indian temple, there is Dwarapalakas. Can you think of something? Why?
It could be a sense of guardian, sir, protecting the temple from untoward evil incidents or untoward evil people. Yes. These kind of guardians were kept to protect the god himself.
So when you go to temple, don't you observe who are Dwarapalakas and the legend behind temple? Are you not interested in such things? Generally, when you go to temple, we want to know the legend behind temple, why it is formed, Dwarapalakas, this concepts, right? Are you not interested in that? Because you are a person who explores heritage.
Yes. Sir, I am interested, sir, but in this case, I might have overlooked the...
Accounting. You had an MBA accounting because for IDAS only, no?
Post my selection as IDAS officer, sir, I did a small course on accounting as I felt.
Because so it helps you in IDAS. Yes. Okay. Sample apps. You create apps. Can I call WhatsApp as an app?
Yes.
Telegram is an app.
Yes.
Okay. Now Telegram has several cases against it in European countries. Do you know?
Yes.
Who is the founder of Telegram?
I'm not exactly aware of the name.
Yes. Tell me why Telegram is not accepted in many European countries and many other countries, while WhatsApp is accepted. What is the difference between these two apps? Both are messaging apps only, community apps only, almost same, no? Why?
Sir, weak regulatory mechanisms within Telegram, sir. Be it for large scale, be it any kind of contents as such, sir. There is no proper regulatory mechanisms available it, and that is the reason EU is going very hard on Telegram, sir. Along with it, there is also issue of data localization, where the information is being stored, whether it is stored within the same center of within EU itself. That itself raises the questions about Telegram's working mechanisms.
Even this Telegram data is not stored anywhere.
Is it stored safely, and are all the data laws applied?
But why? Why Telegram? There are many cases against Telegram. The phone is arrested. Okay, others may be there, but the app-based reasons. Telegram app as an app is not accepted. What is the reason behind this? Why it's not accepted in many countries? Why they ban Telegram in some countries?
Sorry, sir, I'm not exactly aware of.
Okay. See, are you following Manipur incident? Manipur not incident. Manipur, the violence in Manipur. See, there may be neglect from state government or somewhat from central government also, according to the news reports. But some are actually blaming judiciary. I'm not talking about the initial judiciary pronouncement which led to the violence. No. After that also, judiciary is blamed by many people. They said that judiciary is not taking the cases seriously. It is not resolving the issue seriously. Can you tell me what mistakes are done by judiciary according to the critics? Can judiciary really help in these kind of things? Because I think it's only the state central government can actually resolve the issue. But many newspapers are actually talking about, many editors talking about judiciary can play a role. Judiciary is not playing that role. Can you explain the role of judiciary in solving the Manipur crisis?
Sir, at the end of any crisis or any conflict, sir, justice is what matters, sir. In that case, judiciary plays a pivotal role in ensuring that justice is being meted out to people. Along with this justice component, sir, holding the government accountable is also an important activity of judiciaries. And here the major criticism would be judiciary not able to hold the state government or central government or any official accountable for their actions. Like the crisis has been continuing since so long, and the state government or central government are continuing with their activities, but still there has been no major improvement in the situation. Though it is now better than what it was earlier, but still there is huge kind of issues that are plaguing the region, and judiciary is not able to hold any single individual or any particular set of community accountable for their actions, and that kind of frustrates people. And I guess that is the reason why people are more like now blaming judiciary not being able to do its duty of meting out justice and holding governments accountable. But at the end of the day, it's the responsibility of the state and central governments to ensure peace in the region, sir. And effective mechanisms are being put into place, and the recent state government's acceptance that there was this crisis, and in a kind of sense an apology also has been given out by the state's chief minister. I believe things will turn out for good in the near future.
If you are judge of the High Court or Supreme Court, who is receiving cases, complaints against the culprits in Manipur violence, and you formed a committee, special committee. Okay, a committee gives report to you. Based on that, will you give directions to the police, directions to collectors, directions to investigating committee? Will you start involving and start solving the problem, or you will not?
Sir, I will not.
Why?
Sir, I am not aware of any administrative details, sir. I am not an expert in administration, and I will leave the administration to the experts in their own fields.
Okay, Dhanush, let's end the discussion here. Okay.